Okay, so in the previous video we added a static image in here and we also made it responsive so that it would resize to the size of our page. So as I pull the whole page in, it'll then resize and it'll fit in the box, and you can see the text there wraps around as well. Now what we're going to look at doing now is changing this for a carousel, so the image will change and move around. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on this image and make sure I clicked on the right one in the DOM and just delete it so it removes it. Now, in preparation for this, what we are going to need to do is make sure that we have some images which are all of the same size. Now you'll notice there are 3 images here that I've got, and they're all slightly different sizes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that they are the same size, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to use Photoshop, and you can see here I have one image, and at the bottom there it's 780 by 518. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to click on my image, and then we're going to resize this image. So I'm going to change this to pixels, 780. And you can see that there, 520, that's near enough, right? You'll be okay with that. That'll be okay. So if you click on OK, what it'll do is it'll start to resize. If you did need to bring it in then a few pixels, just bring this up a little bit. If you hold down the Control key, you can then get the exact amount and click the tick there as well. So I know this image now is the same size as this image. So if I click on this blog photo here, you can see I have this which is a little bit larger, but we do have a little bit of an issue because this one is a wider image. So I need to bring this in a little bit. And as you can see, as I'm bringing it in, you can see the width there is coming in. So I need to bring this in to 780. There you are. We need to bring this one up a little bit, or even down a little bit, to 518. Okay, now that I've got all the images the same size, I'm just going to go File and save them all. So I'm saved. And now these images are all saved in our folder. Now I've already saved them into my folder here. There's the original one, that's one of the new ones, that's a new one. This one here I'll be using elsewhere, but you can see I've got these 3 images here. Now to make things easier, I'm just going to rename them. So that's adventure image, but I'm going to call this image 1, image 2, and then we'll do this one here, image 3. Okay, so all of these are fairly similar in terms of size. Now what we're going to do is click on this div again. We're going to go to the insert, make sure this is on Bootstrap, and we're going to add in this carousel. Now if I click on the carousel, it's going to ask me, right, what do I want to do? Well, I want to nest this one. And what you'll see is it's just going to add this in as it is. Now to make things easier, I'm going to just expand this div a little bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is click on this grey background. Now this is used what's called a carousel placeholder. So this is just a blank image built into Dreamweaver that we can use for this. So I want to change it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the 3 dots here, and you can see it's got there, where's the source, carousel placeholder. So we're going to click on this browse for file, and then you can see I've got all the files here. So if I click on image 1, click OK, you can see it's put that in. Let's make it responsive, so it responds down. Lovely, excellent. And this is the first slide. You can name it if you wish, using the alt tags, which would be advisable. Now what you will notice is that it doesn't actually do anything. Now what I found with Dreamweaver is if I switch down to design, it'll do something weird, and then when I go back to live view, all of a sudden then it kind of kicks in, and then it'll should start to move, as you can see there. Now if I click on this now again, I can click on the 3 dots there and change the carousel placeholder, image 2 as an example. Now this isn't the ideal way to do it, but it is a version, so you can see there that's just changed there. We do need to make sure that is responsive, so if I click on the image again, make responsive, it'll next time it'll come around and it'll be a way to go. The other option you've got is if we click on this, which we are selected at the moment, and then click on the code view, what you will see is the code. Now this here, look, is the carousel number 1, this is number 2, and you can see now this is number 3. Now you can see it's saying where's the source file. Well, the source file is going to be assets / that's image 2, so the next one's going to be image 3. So if we change this a little bit, so let me just delete this here, and we type in assets, and as soon as I type / in, look, it's giving me then the option of the images. Okay, so that there, look, image 3, and look, it's a different file type, it's a PNG, so I wanted to just show you that that does actually work, and you can see that's put in. Now you'll notice there's this extra property in with the top 2. That is what makes it responsive. So what I'm going to do is, just after this MX Auto, I'm going to put a space, and then img-fluid. And what that does is it makes that then a responsive image. Now you will notice that there are captions here as well, and you can change these to pretty much anything that you want. Now in order to change them, what we're going to do, I'm just going to drag this in a little bit. I've actually dragged the wrong thing in, I've actually dragged the image in. There we are, drag the container. Okay, so what I need to do is change these headings. Now we can either click on them now and plain type very quickly, or if I just go back into the code view, we can change the code direct here. Okay, so you can see I've added new headings in here, in all of these, and now when we go back to live view, what you'll see now is these have all now been updated, and as you can see, as it goes through, you can see the text there is there. There's also this little slider at the bottom, which will allow you then to see which image you are actually on. So that is essentially how you change an image into something that's a little bit more jazzy using a carousel.